Hello, my name is Dr. Shambles, and today we have I believe it's my final deck list. Now, a lot of you are watching the deck list and agreeing or disagreeing and thinking about jumping out of the video. Please do stay, because I'm going to be covering the cards that I'm not using. Some of you have been watching all of my videos up until now, which is me figuring out the deck, figuring out the new strategy, how I like to play, and for you, I only have to say thank you. So, also to a lot of you, you guys will probably hear a lot of the same stuff I've been saying in the past videos. But I usually repeat myself for the new people, and then I always add new stuff, so please do stay again. You guys can already see a little difference here on my deck list, so yeah. We'll be going through the deck list overall. That's simply it, what I believe is the best deck list for me at least. And then I'll be going through the cards I'm not using and why. Before I go even further, there's still more testing I need to do, obviously. This is too early to say this is the very final deck list, but I'm feeling so confident on this one that I decided to record this video. There's another YouTuber that I'm seeing that is very active into doing purple Katakuri videos. His name is The Best Deck, that's the name of the channel. He posted a lot of videos on the Katakuri. I've been watching him because he brings his, I believe it's proxies, and he plays IRL with friends or with people. And he's been testing the deck against the most meta matchups. I can only test in the sim right now, and most, if you guys saw the video of yesterday, most people are only testing the starter deck, so I can't really get a grasp of how it is with the meta matchups or the most meta matchups. But watching him and comparing him, what he does, how the game goes, it's been helping me a lot, so his channel is on the description if you want to check him out. What's funny is his opinion of this deck and his playstyle and his deck list is very different than mine. So it's very fun to see that. But yeah, let's jump right into it. So, this deck right now feels like a very aggro deck. And with the very top end cards, with being Charlotte Liling, being the kind of the only control kind of card we have, because she does gives us a card and puts a character at 0 power. I feel like it's the most control we have. The rest of the deck feels like it's very aggro. So first and foremost, we have these two searchers, Pudding and Brulee. These are incredible. You always want to go first, so the first turn is always to search with either of these two. We also are playing 3. We're going to claim the One Piece. This is just to add more consistency. I feel like these ratios are pretty good, are pretty incredible. We have 11 searchers right now, pretty much. We always want to go first most of the time. I feel like going first and second, by the way, we don't really change our strategy. Obviously, we want to go first because he helps us ramp and swarm the board faster, but going second, we pretty much want to do the same. And like, we are just doing it one turn later, I believe, you know. But it does help us with keeping our Dawn healthy, because we do have that extra Dawn of going second. That's pretty much it. So these are the searchers. Then I'm playing 4 2-cost Katakuri. A lot of people are debating to play 4 or 3 or 2. Some people do still play 2. I wouldn't go fewer than 3, by the way. I love playing 4. The combo potential with this guy right now is insane. Also, it does help a lot against Purple NL. I actually managed to test this deck against a Purple NL. I didn't record it, I'm so sorry. But this guy actually came so clutch, because the NL kept going -1 Dawn to be at 5 Dawn, so he couldn't play Pudding, which would be much better than playing this Katakuri. But we did manage to play this Katakuri and replace it with this, and it was very clutch. I only did this one time, by the way. I only played 1 2-cost Katakuri into a 5 Katakuri. That's all I did, and it changed the tempo completely. So yeah, I'm playing 4. I love doing combos with this guy, so for now I'm gonna play 4. Next is the Pudding. This is when you go first on the 3 Dawn turn. You always love to play her. She will keep your Dawn healthy from the very second turn that you have. Not only that, if you usually want to play Pudding and Katakuri, and these two will make Liling, the 10-cost Liling effect, don't be as punishable on your Dawn, like it's not as bad because you're actually only going down -1 with this effect now, so she's very good. At some point, and I can't stress this enough, you are so aggro, you build your board so fast that at some point I'm actually just gonna replace her with another Katakuri, or I'll end the game by then. But she's always good to have on the early game. I really like her, so she's a 4 of. Next is it's the 2Ks besides the Searcher. The 2Ks are very flexible spots, in my opinion. Right now I'm playing Uzohashi and Charlotte Pudding. Uzohashi is just to maybe help us finish the game, or help us get through a blocker, a 5 cost or less blocker that we don't want to go against. I feel like this is the best option right now, and yeah, it's very flexible. You guys can change any of these two for any other 2Ks that you want and you feel like to, but I feel like these two are the ones that get most value overall, but I've been using them much more as 2Ks rather than their effects. Then we have the Pudding, which is just pretty much just a blocker. Her on-play effect, maybe if you're going down on Dawn, can come into play, but most of the time it's just because she's an extra blocker. We don't really have that much problems into playing blockers because we play this Katakuri, which usually sticks on the field. But you know, sometimes you can do some fun stuff. If you need extra blockers, play 2 cost Katakuri into Katakuri and then play like another Pudding. So for now I'm playing 4 of her. You know, don't worry, I'll be explaining the cards I'm not playing. There will be some tech there that you guys can play if you prefer. I'm playing 2 Sanji and Pudding. This is still one of the most debatable cards in my deck. It's between this and Parasparrow, or cutting this as a whole. You can do that. You can like remove the Sanji and Pudding and play a 3rd Marmaragan and a 4th. We're going to claim the One Piece, or maybe a 2nd Charlotte Lily. Who knows? You can do that. But I really love this card here as a replacement. I don't want to see this in my hand. It's only if I'm missing these bigger and better bodies, maybe I play her. She just adds consistency in our 5 Dawn play if we don't see our boy, and just adds more consistency on Pudding if we don't have better targets to play. You know, that's why she's a 2 of. I wouldn't go up in ratios, I would only go down, either play this at 2 or cut it. Anything is understandable, it's flexible, but she does come clutch from time to time. I'm not gonna lie, she does come clutch. Sometimes Katakuri gets removed and we don't really have that many, for some reason we low roll and we don't have any targets, so sometimes she's there, bam, she goes to the field, better than nothing, you know. Sometimes, again, I play the 7 cost Pudding, I draw 2, I don't find any of the Katakuris, but I do find this Pudding, so guess what, I'm playing this. So yeah, it adds consistency to the strategy, but I wouldn't play more than 2. I would either cut it or play at 2. You can play Parasparrow, Parasparrow has its advantages, I'll get to that, but she just makes it easier on my brain. That's pretty much my argument. She's just easier to play with in the deck, that's pretty much it. But she's a very expensive card, I understand that, so yeah. Next is 4 5 cost Katakuri. I don't think this is debatable. You don't play less than 4. There's still some people playing it at 3. I don't know why. I really don't know what's the argument there. This guy is absolutely insane, going 1st or 2nd. No matter the matchup, this guy is absolutely needed at 4. You absolutely want him on the field. So yeah, 4 of. Then there's the 7 cost Pudding. She is at 4 of because she's insane at swarming the board first. She'll help us stabilizing our board, so then when we start playing our Lilins, we have a stabilized board to swing with anytime we want. So yeah, she's a very good. Also, she draws us 2 cards, so she goes neutral. She plays 2 bodies and she draws 2 cards. So she's very neutral. The -2 Dawn is not as punish on us, you know, it's not as punishable on us as it used to be. Because now we play this Katakuri, so again, this is the argument that you need to play 4 of him. So yeah, very strong card, definitely a 4 of, wouldn't cut it, wouldn't go less than 4. Then we have our boy, 8 cost Katakuri, obviously a 4 of as well. These 3 are the most important cards in your deck, by the way, along with this Linley, but I still feel like these 3 are a 4 of, no more, no less. You can't go more, but no less. Yeah, the 8 cost Katakuri is still a very strong blocker that can swing and restand himself, as well as giving us rested Dawn back. So he will he will help us with the 5 cost Katakuri and the 3 cost Pudding to keep our Dawn healthy. At this point we have so much Dawn regen that is no longer Dawn regen, it's actually Dawn ramp. So yeah, 4 of. Then we have 110 cost Rush Lily. You can cut her for any of these, by the way. Maybe a third Parasparrow or Senjin Pudding, depending on what you're playing. I wouldn't do that, by the way. But yeah, I still do like her Rush. And again, it is good to have 5 copies of a top end card. So yeah, for now I'm gonna keep her. I used to play the 9 cost Lily, but I do admit I do feel like this is better. I've changed it to this Rush Lily, and to be honest, I don't need to look back. It feels pretty good, you know. But I wouldn't play more than 2 copies of her. You either play 1, 2, or cut from the deck for more space. I would feel like you would cut this or this for more of this. That is fine if you guys want to do that, but I'm feeling pretty confident with this. Then we have the 4 10 cost new Lily. Absolutely a 4 of. You can decrease it to 3. I wouldn't do such thing, but I used to play her at 3. You don't see such a difference, but if you're playing this at 3, then you need to play another Lily. The Rush Lily. But I do feel like we do play 4. I think 4 is the best, absolute best ratio. So yeah, I would play 4. Like, these are our strongest cards right here. And obviously we play 4 of them, okay? Next is Divine Departure. This is just to make our bricks don't feel such as bricks. Sometimes we have this category, but we have so much board that, you know, we're not really in need of playing him. So maybe we can use him as fuel for the Divine Departure or as fuel for the Lailing, by the way. This is also another use for the Sunshine Pudding. If you don't see a window to play her because you don't really need, because you're actually high rolling, then she's just like a discard card for the Charlotte Lily effect. It's completely fine, completely good. That is also the same thing if you're playing Parasparrow here instead of Pudding. The Parasparrow will either use himself, like you activate Parasparrow effect, trash another Parasparrow to draw a card, or you're just gonna trash Parasparrows for the Lily effect, okay? The Divine Departure is the same thing, it's just to get more use out of our bricks. I wouldn't play less or more than 2 copies. 2 copies is absolutely perfect. Some people actually cut this, but the main effect still has its use. If you have a Dawn attached, you can rest 5 Dawn and you give one of your opponents minus 8k. This is very good still, by the way, so don't miss out on that. I do still use the main effect. But you know, it just adds more consistency and more versatility to the deck, so a 2 is perfect. Then we play 2 Mammaragan. This is very debatable. Obviously, I've been telling you guys throughout this video things that you can remove to play more of this card. I wouldn't play 4 of this card, by the way. I would play either 2 or 3. The reason I wouldn't play 4 is very simple. You want to be seeing very specific cards when going first to ramp and then swarm board, and only on the very late game when you start playing this Lily is when you kind of want to see this guy. I can see you playing more up to 3 to find more consistency, so you can drop Lily right away and then use a Mammaragan right away that will replace himself, and rest something, remove that something, and you're going up 1 life. I can see that, I understand that. But I wouldn't go to 4 because I simply don't think, again, because if you go to 4, then it starts conflicting with the ratios of what you actually want to see at your starting hand. So I feel like you do want to see some things first. So for now, I'm playing 2. Another thing of the 10 cost Lily that you guys need to see is you swarm your board so much that sometimes not playing this right away is good, okay? Sometimes you have 10 Dawn, you have a lot of board, and you don't have Mammaragan. It's fine, don't play Lily. Hold her on to your hand, maybe attach, I don't know, attach one, if you have the 3 cost Pudding, attach 1 Dawn to the Pudding, swing 5, attach 2 Dawn to Pudding, swing 7, that's 3 Dawn, attach 2 Dawn here, swing 9, that's like what, 1, 2, that's 3, that's 5 Dawn, attach another Dawn, that's 6 Dawn, swing 9 with this Katakuri, then attach maybe 3 Dawn here, or 2 Dawn here, 1 Dawn here, swing, leader effects, you know, that's another Dawn. And then maybe play a 2 cost Katakuri, replace himself with another 8 cost, you know. There's a lot you can do with your Dawn. You don't necessarily need to be playing Lily as soon as you reach 10 Dawn. Make sure that this is probably the best advice I can tell you. You are playing 4, you know, if I was playing 3, I would be extra careful with this, with playing her too early. But this is a game changer. This is either will switch the tempo around or will be a final nail in the coffin to your opponent. So playing this carelessly is very bad. So yeah, this is the best advice that I can give you. If you Lily is a whole another discussion. If you're at 10 Dawn and you're like, okay, it's time to maybe replace, maybe swing with this pudding 5 and replace her right away with the rush, because you do have the rush. So I feel like playing this as soon as you reach 10 Dawn has better value than playing this as soon as you reach 10 Dawn. This is if you have a good target to remove, okay? So don't be afraid to spread your Dawn and just be very aggro on your opponent's either board or life. Again, analyze the situation. If you can, you have very big bodies now. We do have a lot of Dawn to work with because a lot of these guys just keep giving us Dawn back. So don't be afraid to attach, swing onto board, swing onto lives. See how many cards your opponent has in hand. You know, make calculations, and then only then you play Charlotte Lily, okay? But yeah, Mamaragan is at 2 because of this. I don't feel like I need it that much. Sometimes I hold on to Lily on my hand, and then only if I have a really good target that I'm like, alright, I have a really good target. Usually this is like 10 cost blocker bird, you know, from the blue color, and I have Lily and Mamaragan, and I'm like, yeah, I'm just gonna remove him, play Lily, get the life back, put him at 0, then use Mamaragan and just get rid of him right away, you know? Another really good target usually is the yellow Blackbeard, the 8 cost one. You know, if I have Mamaragan, I'm like, okay, I can remove him right now, let's just remove him right now, you know? But it's not something you necessarily need to do. You don't need to remove the body as soon as you play Lily. Like, you don't need to rest him, that's what I mean. You need to remove the body that you're removing power of, obviously. That's why you play her in the first place. It's not just to get the life. So yeah, maybe you can wait for him to attack with the character, and then you play Lily, and that's it. Then you just have a very easy swing onto that body. It's okay, you don't need to play that many Mamaragans. I wouldn't go to 4, you can go to 3. I can see the argument for going to 3. Alright, this is the deck list I'm playing. I feel like I made a pretty good argument for what I'm playing. Now let's go for the cards that I'm not playing. Nola is a card some people like to play to protect our 5 cost Katakuri and our 3 cost Pudding. Here's the thing, if they KO our 7k at 5 cost Katakuri, he can replace himself. Usually we do have targets to play with. That's also why I'm playing Sunshine Pudding. Extra target, remember. But this card does have some use in case you're playing against blue. Mainly Kuzan, because he does play the Tiger Gravity Blade. Yeah, that's the Gravity Blade, the 7 cost Gravity Blade, that bottom decks instead of KO. And if you then have this on the field, then it can protect those 2 bodies from Kuzan. That is fine. I'm not playing it because I'm not gonna lie, I go against Kuzan if I'm going first. I usually manage to swarm the board, and when I lose the 5 cost Kata in the 3 cost Pudding, I'm like, okay, fine, I guess I'll just swarm the board again, and then I just play like 2 cost Katas and just replace them by 8 cost Katas, or 1 8 cost Kata, 1 5 cost Kata, or 2 5 cost Katas, and then I still have a lot of Dawn to go, even to go very aggro on the Kuzan, so that's why I'm not playing Nola, but you can play it. Baron, Tamago, and Pickums. It's pretty good against decks that swarm with very little bodies. Examples are Green Blue Luffy, the Goofy, that's how they call him, or against an L. Another use that you have is when you play the 10 cost Lily from the starter deck. She makes the base power 0, so when this guy swings, he can automatically KO. The thing is, you swarm your board so much that that situation doesn't really come up. You don't really need that, you know? I have like a 7 cost Pudding that is a 5k power. Okay, I'll spend that 5k power, swing on the 0 power swing. It's okay, it's actually fine, because then I usually already have a 7k, 8k body on the field that can swing onto my stronger, on my opponent's stronger characters or life. So I don't see the really need of this. I feel like the Pudding that is a blocker 2k has better use because she's an extra blocker, so I'm not playing him. Then we have this Captain Kid. There are some people playing this Captain Kid. I can see the use of, instead of playing either Sparrow or the Sunshine Pudding, you can play this Captain Kid. He is a blocker that gives us 1 Dawn back, just like Sparrow, just like Sunshine Pudding. He's not a brick, he's a blocker, he's a 5 cost. you can still play him with the 5 cost category effect, because you can play any purple character with 7k power or less with that 5 cost. The only thing is he's not a target for our 7 cost pudding, and for the amount of times that Sanjay pudding actually been played with the 7 cost pudding, it is enough to justify playing it over this for me. But again, this guy is not a brick, he's a blocker, and so yeah, if you want to try him, go ahead. But I feel like I do still prefer Sanjay pudding. Also, his effect is not when you go -2 Dawn like Sanjay pudding, is you only need to go down 1 Dawn and you get the Dawn back as active. So yeah. Also, he pretty much thankfully he gives you a Dawn, an active Dawn, so he makes this online, the 5k counter event, or maybe if you have 2, the Nora Beam Sword. But yeah, I'm not playing those on the deck, so I'm not playing him as well. Perospero, I feel like I've already talked enough about him, so let's move on. Daifuku, some people play this. Again, instead of playing the Sanjin Pudding as an extra target, they play this Daifuku as a 2k, so he's an extra body as well as a 2k. If you don't have anything else to play, maybe you play Daifuku. That's also very reasonable, so if you want to play him, you play him. Completely fine, I completely understand that, but again, I am still playing that blocker 2k pudding just for the just for an extra blocker. But I can see myself just removing her if I see like, okay, I'm not really playing her, I could like remove Sanjin pudding, like let's just go like this, because this guy has a very good argument for you to play it. By the way, you can like remove this, you can like remove this, play Daifuku at 4, play Mamoragan at 3, and play We Are Going to Claim Both Piece at 4. Understandable, you already have the extra target, and you have the extra target, you have the 12 2Ks like you want to, and you have plus a Mamoragan, plus We're Going to Claim the One Piece. The only reason why I'm not doing this is because the Sanjin Pudding does give us an active on every time we go -2. So yeah, I feel like overall you could play like maybe Daifuku and then maybe Captain Kid. I don't know, but for now Sanjin Pudding is feeling pretty great. This guy does not give you Dawn back, so I prefer being very healthy on Dawn to keep swarming the board, keep playing high-end cards, rather than just having a replacement card, you know? I feel like Sanjin Pudding as a replacement card is just more than enough, so yeah. 9 cost Lily, I really love this card, I really wish I was playing it. If you guys saw the video of yesterday, I was still playing her. She still has her use. Again, you have the triple ramp, and then on your, like going first triple ramp, and then on your 5th turn, I believe, you're already on 9 Dawn and you can play her right away. She absolutely annihilates some matchups with this combo, but other matchups it isn't as great. So I feel like I'm not gonna play for very specific matchups. I'm just gonna cut her and play 4 of the new starter deck Linling and 1 of the Rush Linling. And to be honest, I'm not gonna go back. But if you want to play her, I really love the card. I'm really biased about this card. I really want to play her. But yeah, if you want to play her, go ahead. Now these 2 events, it's pretty simple. The 5k event is the one that I really wanted to play the most. Because I feel like it's much easier to leave 1 Dawn up than 2. This is even more true because I'm playing Sanjin Pudding, by the way. But I feel like you only want to use these events at the very end of a game. Like you really want to play 2 copies of this, so at the very end of the game you kind of save yourself and then go for a game on the very next turn. But I just don't see the space, and to be honest, I haven't really missed it. But I would be lying if I said I really want to play this card, by the way. I feel like this is a very strong card, but right now I don't find the space and I'm good with what I have. Nora Beam Sword, some people do still play it, I can see it again. For example, I told you guys you don't need to play the 10 cost starter Linling if you don't really have a good target. You don't need to rush, you can divide your Dawns, attach Dawns and swing. That would leave you very easily with 2 Dawn up. That is a good argument, I can see that, I understand that. But again, I'm not missing it. I feel like the deck is working fine, just going super aggro. And then from time to time you play a 10 cost Lily, recover a life, or block with a Katakuri or whatever. But yeah, these two would have very good use. This one if you ramp with Sanjin Pudding, or if you don't play the 10 constantly from the starter deck, you just attach Dawn and make a lot of big swings. This is the time where you would leave Dawn up for these two. But again, I haven't really missed it. So yeah, for now they'll stay out of my deck. So yeah, oh, that's not the deck. So yeah, this is my deck. Hope you guys have enjoyed the video. If you did, like and subscribe. Comment what you think of the deck list. As you guys can see, I gave you plenty of options as flexible options. And yeah, I'll see you all in the next video. Goodbye.